Year 117 AD. The Roman Empire is at the zenith of its power, stretching from the scorching sands of Sahara to the damp, cold forests of Britain. But in the far north, beyond the reach of Roman law, lies a land of mist and shadow. Caledonia. 5,000 men, the elite Legio IX Hispana, marched into these woods. They were veterans of 100 battles, the pride of the emperor. They carried the golden eagle of Rome, a symbol of invincibility. Yet, they marched toward a horizon from which no one would return. For nearly 2,000 years, scholars, archaeologists, and dreamers have asked the same question. How does an entire legion, 5,000 heavily armed soldiers, simply vanish from the face of the earth? Was it a massacre hidden by time? Or did they encounter something that Rome was too afraid to record? To understand the tragedy, we must understand the men. The Ninth Legion was not a group of recruits. They were battle-hardened warriors who had fought under Caesar, conquered Spain, and subdued the fierce tribes of Germania. They were the masters of discipline and engineering. When they moved as a single machine. Each man knew his place. Each sword had its purpose. In the heart of the wild Caledonian hills, they built their castra, temporary fortresses raised in a single day. Behind these wooden walls, lit by flickering torches, the legionaries felt the cold breath. They were strangers in a land of ancient gods and primal spirits. They were miles away from the warm sun of Italy, surrounded by a silence that felt heavier than their armor. The Ninth was Rome's iron fist, but even iron can shatter when the frost goes too deep. But who was watching them from the shadows? The Romans called them Picts, the painted ones. To the legionaries, they were ghosts with blue skin, decorated with strange, swirling tattoos of woad. They didn't fight in straight lines. They didn't meet the Roman wall of shields in open fields. Instead, they used the land itself as a weapon. The Picts moved through the dense, twisted forests like whispers. They knew every marsh that could swallow a man in heavy plate, every ridge where an ambush could turn a march into a slaughter. For the Roman soldier, the forest was a labyrinth of terror. Every rustle of a leaf, every snap of a twig could be the last thing he heard. The disciplined soldiers of the empire found themselves in a psychological war, where their superior technology and tactics were useless against an enemy that struck and disappeared before a single pill could be thrown. The final records of the Ninth Legion are a haunting blank space. According to the few surviving accounts of the era, the Legion was ordered to march north to suppress a massive uprising. As the sun set, 5,000 men followed their eagle. They entered the thick, white veil of the Caledonian mist. Witness the scene, the rhythmic thud of thousands of boots in the mud, the torches struggling against the relentless rain, the heavy silence of the men who knew they were being watched. They entered the fog, and the fog closed behind them like a curtain. No messenger ever returned. No survivor ever reached the southern forts. Rome waited for days, then weeks, then years. But the Ninth was gone. It was as if the earth had opened up and consumed them. The golden eagle, the very soul of Rome's honor, was lost in the gray void, never to be seen by Roman eyes again. What remains of the legendary 5,000? For centuries, archaeologists have searched for the killing field, a place of bones and broken iron. But they found nothing. Only silence. Occasionally, the peat bogs of Scotland surrender a fragment of the past, a rusted gladius, a shattered helmet. These are not the remains of a glorious battle, but the lonely echoes of a tragedy. Some historians believe the Legion was disgraced and their name was erased from history by the emperor to hide a humiliating defeat. Others suggest they were simply worn down by years of guerrilla warfare until the last man fell in some forgotten glen. But without a grave, without a monument, the Ninth remains a ghost legion, a phantom army that still marches through the cold rain. The mystery of the Ninth Legion is a reminder that even the greatest empires have their limits. Some secrets are meant to stay hidden in the mist. The eagle may be gone, but the story of the 5,000 continues to fascinate us. What do you believe happened in those dark forests? Was it a supernatural vanishing or a brutal end? Share your theories in the comments below. Subscribe to Echoes of History for more journeys into the past. Until the mist clears, stay curious.